see. "2014. Let's see. It's worth a shot. Hey, Nartic Warrior. Welcome. Jesus, she blocks terribly. Okay, we're just practicing this one. Nope. Alright. Take two. Hey, Triple J. Thanks. Oh, light intercepts are tilting. I just need to practice. Not that. Okay. Whoa! Hitbox on that surprised me. Okay. I'm trying to find a really clean way to do this. I'm not using Juggernaut. I'm not using Juggernaut if I can avoid it. I hate everything about that champion. No, that's not true. I actually like the design of the champion. I think using Unstoppable, a binary buff as a resource, is cool. I think literally everything else about it is just ruined by his tuning, and I hate him. Ugh. What just happened there? Just start over. Hey, Wolf. No, I followed what you meant, Nartic. Nice, JJ. Congrats. I haven't tried it at all just yet. Trying to get this out of the way. Is it silly, or is it exactly what her info page says? Nope. Why? Why? Why should a character have to respect a node like Invade that most of the time just isn't there? I'm not following you on this one. That sidestep was hilarious. I'm pretty confident Gamora can outdamage the healing, yes. I just need to consistently punish the special one, which is possible, but I'm not crushing it. So that's what we're here practicing, and that's why I'm not boosted. Yeah, I'm down for that, Jaeger. I'm not using Juggernaut, but I'm open to Spidey. Ever is a long time, warrior. So yes. Anything more specific than that, you know not to ask me. Because I don't like Juggernaut. Simple enough. And I want to try Gamora. Nope, that was wrong. He is critting so much against me. I know it's possible to do consistently. I don't know why it didn't move back when I told it to. That damage is not helping us at all. Should have gone back one more. Yeah, we're gonna lose them all. Yep, there they go. Okay. Yeah, that's my fault. So, quick point, Yelena has neither safeguard nor protection, and I understand that you definitely think I'm being pedantic on that, but they are different mechanics. She does not have a damage cap. Yes, she is rank 3. This Gore has just a little bit more health than Realm of Legends Winter Soldier, bud. Just a wee bit. Yeah, no, that run, I think, proved the point, and so I'm going to stick with this for a while. But that is why I'm not boosted. Nah, that one was... Okay, so that one was too late. The freaking double... Yep, that's pretty much it, Frequency. Like, yes, he is an objectively strong champion. There are cool things in his design, but he is so overtuned and so brain dead to play that I just wish he didn't exist. Hey, Leo, nice. Alex, let's be productive. The crying emojis are, like, very uncool. I appreciate you giving me the number 4, but, like, I am allowed to learn things without getting it immediately. And that doesn't have to cause you anguish. That is not very nice. I didn't ignore your message before, dude. I didn't see your message before. Yep, that one's gonna hurt. But thank you for the help. I do appreciate the intent. See, that's why the timing matters, because that was 4, and that's what I was testing. Alright. Yep. 4 dashes alone isn't enough. It is clearly the magic number, so again, I appreciate the intent, but timing is important. Hey, Maya. Are you actually asking, Sahan, why do champs have damage caps? Like, do you want a real answer, or is that just, like, expressing frustration? I want to know. Alright. I'm going to try boosting and see how this goes. I feel like I'm getting closer. Jesus. That was just stupid. Alright, let's see if I can do this from 60%. That wasn't even a light intercept. That was just a truly perfect medium. What am I going to pick from the selector? Definitely the Nexus. Okay, but can you do it from 3? Thanks, Travis. Congrats. Alright, try again. One. There's a delay. Just trying to figure out where the best place to put the delay is. Not there. The 12 debuffs is tilting. I have to actively not let that get to me, because I know it's literally how the fight goes, and if he throws a second medium, that is what's going to happen. But I feel the tilt. Oh. I don't think he actually has a bias for medium enders, Notorious. I think that's just how everybody works, but not everybody has such a dramatic trigger on their second medium. But I haven't looked recently. Interesting, because I thought I tried that and it didn't work out for me, Alex, but I will give it a go. And I'll try and stay at mid-screen, because I feel like that's going to break if we get to the wall. And, important note, make sure we don't release the heavy until he's done with that weird hitbox. I haven't played the current BG's meta yet, so I don't have thoughts on it. No, that's fine. I wasn't trying to block. As you were. Why? Why does he just wait? I know why. I literally help him, but I hate it so much. Ah. The tip does seem to help, which I appreciate. It's just so hard to survive this fight without the ability to stun. Or just block. That's okay, I don't need to risk it there. I need to stop trying to respond to his medium because I don't have time to get into it before he throws his light. And if he throws his light, I'm going to die. And it just... Oh, I need to be patient and accept that I'm probably going to lose my buff somewhere in here due to him backing off. But I still think this is possible. Yeah, I should have handled it differently. They didn't lose too many. Those are getting big. It's okay. Nope. Yeah, we're dead. Dang it. Close. Okay, I'm going to take a breather and answer the question. So, champions need damage caps from time to time. I'm not going to... No, that is not with a revive. That's not how that works. No. Because her damage takes time to ramp, EK, and so in the time that it's ramping, he's going to be back to like 60%. It's no different from starting over. And no, it's not really unlucky. I played it poorly. I could have handled it better. It's a tough fight. The battle IQ is really difficult, but No, that's lucky. So champions need damage caps from time to time. Because I'm trying to like distill because there's a couple different points here. The simplest one is when they need to protect their own meta goals, right? Like you take somebody like Captain Britain. Um, she needs a certain amount of protection because her whole purpose is to punish crits, right? Honestly, I forgot that there was always forward on this Notorious, but I think the point is that like it kind of doesn't matter. I think it's still better to just start over because by the time we got enough buffs to kill through the regen at the end, it's the same as starting over. But that is a good reminder, thank you. So like Captain Britain is supposed to not die to crits, right? She's supposed to punish crits because she's a mutant, and punishing crits is a good thing for mutant defenders to do because the skill class has a lot of crits, right? Same bit. When I'm saying protection, I mean protection broadly. That is a good thing. I mean protect as in the verb to protect their meta goals. Because if Captain Britain is supposed to be punishing crits, like Mr. Sinister, like Havoc, like Jean Grey, who kind of took from the old version of Captain Britain, and there are others that I'm not thinking of right now, right? But it's an established mutant design. Then it is important for her best answers to not be critical hits. Because I don't know if y'all have seen this. People with high level Stark Spideys can cut through certain sized Mr. Sinisters. It's a champion whose whole thing is don't kill me with big yellow numbers. And there exist in our game champions whose yellow numbers are so big that they go, nah, I'd win anyway. And that's exactly backwards from what we want. Yes, Stark is a tech, but he's behaving like a skill, and that means that he shouldn't be cutting through a mutant. It's similar on Dark Phoenix, where the point, like what she was trying to do with the meta was, again, block out somebody like Stark Spidey, who there is a tech and should not be killing a cosmic. Block out somebody like Shocker, right? Yeah, Gamora versus Sinister is another one. There are a number of these because the point of Dark Phoenix was basically we were making a call, whether you agree with it or not, that champions that just landed big hits were a little too privileged in the meta at the moment, and we wanted to move towards damage over time more. At the same time, we also wanted atrophy to matter a bit more because it's a cool ability, but there aren't a lot of places for it to really shine. Dark Phoenix does both of those, right? Like she hits her meta goals. And I am fine with people thinking that, you know, there's probably some alternate world where the meta goals for Dark Phoenix and Captain Britain were hit in a, you know, more elegant fashion or like didn't feel unfair or something like that. Like there's all kinds of different criticisms that get thrown. Ultimately, I think a lot of that is subjective. I'm not even saying that I necessarily disagree with all the criticisms, right? Like I have critiques for my own designs. But what I am saying is that there is a actual design need for damage caps. That is something that has a place. It's similar to like future Ant-Man and Zola wanted to have a certain kind of threat, and so they need damage caps to stop somebody from, like Gallon, from just cutting through them. It's that kind of thing. So hopefully that makes a little bit more sense. Whether you agree or not, hopefully you get the thrust of the point. Okay. Hey, Jason, how's it going? Welcome, John. I certainly hope Gene can do Bullseye, because I think that's what I'm going to be trying to do later. I'm gonna not answer that, Mookie. Um, I will just say the same way that you can see it in the news sometimes. Yep, leaving it there. Do I, from a meta standpoint, consider Nico as a dot champion? In a certain way, yes. She has damage over time as a significant component of her damage. She also has burst damage, which is not really damage over time, but it is red numbers, right? Um, and so it's at least not a big yellow number, which is a little bit different. Yeah, I particularly like that the Dark Phoenix damage cap has the class clause in it. And if I never know whether it's like more of an ego thing to say what I'm about to say or to not say it, because I like that mechanic, the class adjustment for it, because I suggested it and pushed for it. And I always have a second thought before I say things like that to y'all, because I don't know if it's like, is it clapping myself on the back more to tell you that I was the one who had that idea and that I like it? Or is it worse for me to be like, that was a smart idea, and just to not tell you guys that it was me? I feel like the second one is worse, but I really don't know. That is a somewhat genuine question. Okay, let's try this again. Yeah, I got too close there. That's fine. Yeah, alright. Don't punish his medium. You learned that lesson last time. Come on, buddy. Hey, Snoops, Finn. Morning and hi. Not respectively. Hey, Chris, welcome. It was me, Barry. Hi, Neos. Yeah, I feel like we should be using more class advantage clauses, not fewer. It's a neat little thing. Nope, that was too close. Yep. This fight, I won't say it's not hard, but it's not that hard. I just need to lock in and do exactly what I know I need to do over and over again perfectly. Why can't I just do that? I appreciate that, Sean. Yeah, I just knew that if I didn't do that, I was going to get rooted, and I did have enough power to get out of it. But I enjoyed the other two fights with Gore. I'm probably fighting a little bit too much uphill this one, but speaking of me saying things were my idea, I specifically asked for this Gore to have extra spirit gain on it so that Gamora and Storm felt more viable. And so part of me feels like I have a responsibility to do it this way. Nope, too slow. Or too close. Oh, come on. It's so mean. Like, I had the fight, and now we're just starting over. Cool. He just didn't want to throw that special 2 until I wasn't ready for it. I agree, John. I like that you can get hit a certain amount in the face. Hey, Faith. All right, throw. Thank you. Dang it, and we'd lose. Okay, he didn't throw the medium. I'll take it. Yep, that's fine. Big crit. No! I tried to dex. That was my fault. And we lose. I don't know why anyone ever thinks it's a good idea to call a fight before it's over. Like, I'm absolutely putting that on you, Jaeger. Everybody always goes, oh, my bad. No, then stop doing it. Everyone has seen it happen. Why would you curse it? Ugh. Jinxes aren't supportive, my friend. Screw you, buddy. That's not aimed at Jaeger, that's aimed at Boy. Oh, shut up, Zephyr. I've been playing this game longer than you. I know all the pain I need to know in this game. I know you see me as just, like, the avatar of the big bad company. But, like, come on, dude. This isn't gonna do it. Alright, we're gonna need one more. No, thank you. Thanks, Nartek. I do appreciate that. Hey, I'm not judging anybody else for using jugs. I want to be very clear on that. Do that. That is the recommended move. I needed to prove to myself and to Kevin, who built the quest, that that was possible. Oh. Thanks, Jacob. No, seriously. Thanks, Alex, earlier for the help with the decks. I do appreciate it. Thanks, Craig. Thanks, Daniel. Yeah, no, this one has to be Serpent, because we're not using him for anything else, right? No, I don't see anything. He'd be great. Okay. Yeah, and I know you didn't mean anything by the emoji, Alex. I admit the tier one is a trigger for me. I know it's especially popular. I don't know how old you are. I know it's especially popular among some younger people, and the way I just, yeah, it gets under my skin. I don't need to be fancy about it, and so I apologize for being a little sensitive about it. Right, I got hit. Okay, let's remember how to actually do this fight. I don't think this will send her to Special 2. No, it will. No, I didn't even mean to throw that. I aimed for the striker button. That's okay. Alright, we need to get out of the dang corner. Probably means we should throw the special 3, but... Ma'am! She's hesitating before every freaking charge. Okay, now she can't gain any more charges. Alright. Allison. Come on, throw it. Thank you. I want my vigor back. And I want my bigger fury. Alright, here we go to the corner again. Special damage does not do anything for red numbers, Chancellor. So definitely crit rate for Serpent, because he has a low natural one. There we go. You're welcome to your opinion, Ghost. I think this is a perfectly valid kind of content. Tell Kevin to put OG Spidey in more quest pools. I don't think I have to tell him. So I'm not going to speculate on abilities, Warrior, for any champion I might build in the future, both because, like, I reserve the right to change my mind. I don't want people reading into it. I guess both doesn't apply anymore because there's a third reason. If somebody else somehow gets Blue Marvel, which would mean that I had lost a fist fight or had left Kabam, then I wouldn't want y'all to be judging whatever they do with it by what I say now. But I can speak to the second part and say that it is more our concept artist working with Marvel that decides the look. Designers don't get to pick that kind of stuff. To be perfectly honest, I probably would have gone with a different look for Nico than what we put in game, even though this one has grown on me. I don't know, Ghost. I wasn't here. There's a decent chance that the original model for Hercules had both weapons, and then they decided it was just too much swapping to try and have him use it. Thanks, Spooky. I am proud of that recovery because, jeez, was the first, I don't know, 45 seconds painful. What do you mean by Patriot Steadfast is still popping up? Forgot about the aptitude interaction with Serpent. That would have been helpful. It is only there because I wanted it to interact with the Thor relic. I'm not gonna lie. I fought my instincts to give him some kind of indefinite armor up buff so many times. I will agree with you there, Jaeger, and simply because I don't think that the whatever it's called, Power Shield Turbo 2.0, whatever the heck is on Lady Deathstrike, I just don't think it boosts damage enough to be worth it personally. And I said that, but that's fine. It's a viable enough fight. Yeah, I think Nico turned out really, really well, and like the model, like I said, was set, but then we had that model, and I did participate in the brainstorm, and so I'm still like I have some pride in how she turned out because I was part of the conversations on what her anims and VFX should be, and that's true for like any designer with these characters. Um, I want to be very clear: it is 100% the art team's execution, and I am not claiming full creative input either. I just helped, and that makes me happy. I want to limit that as much as possible. Bothered me a little that Silver Sable never uses her rifle. I think that's another case where it came up and it was like, does this make sense? And they ultimately decided it didn't. Well, then, like, good for you, Ghost, on never messing up a fight that you've mastered 2 minutes in. But, that's not how a lot of people work. Yeah, this just has to be null, right? Oh, against mutant champions. Yeah, that's known. We'll deal with that with rebalance. It's close enough, basically. And that's what happens when you try and press the special button and you miss. That's fine. Plenty of healing in this fight, and we got time. Definitely could have heavy counted that. Dang it. I wasn't thinking about the timer when I threw my my striker. Yeah, this fight is just pain. Does the special 3 do enough to be worth it? I'm gonna try and look up in a second when I have it. Okay, special 3 into special 2 did it? Alright, I will try that. Of course, if I am spamming dashback and it doesn't do it at the exact right moment, then it may or may not matter too much. Ouch. Yeah, I know you can sidestep her. I don't know why I get out of the habit. I was doing it a lot in the last fight, and I just forget to these days. And see, that's what I mean. Like, that's the payoff for 5 bars of power? And it's not that I don't think Null's damage is enough, right? It's just that I think this node does not boost specials enough to compensate for completely losing your basics. Yeah, the special 3 wasn't bad. Just, again, doing nothing on basics on the way. I just don't enjoy this node. Yeah, no, the next special 3 will kill, for sure. I wanted to see if having a few more armor breaks or just better crit luck might help, but no, this fight just sucks. Alright. I honestly don't remember what the High Evolutionary Special 3 is. Maker's is disturbing. Used to be worse. Don't lose corruption, the armor breaks will add. You know, I actually didn't know that. I thought that they fell off if you went to another special 3. Okay, Photon for sure. Let's see if I can still do her special 1 decks after not trying for a few days. Perfect example of a fight that goes on too long, but that's the thing. I think it's the only fight that goes on too long. I think it is the only one in this content that is too long without being interesting, right? And bluntly, that's just going to happen some amount of the time. Dang it. Thanos is the boss. I'm not giving you that one. Took a bit to get that intercept. Yeah, good lord. That was tilting. Oh no, I was too far away! That was a poor management of the spacing. Throw it. I want the regen. Ah, dang it. It's doing really well for a while. That was my fault. Nope, no touching. Yeah, I wasn't feeling that one. I was like, I know I'm gonna get hit here. And then we just died of this frostbite. Ah, we didn't even get there. That's alright. Nice, easy. Hope you had a good time. I'll die on the hill that reverse controls his BS. Eh. You will indeed die on that hill. I honestly don't have the largest attachment to the Spider-Verse warrior. I don't think Spider-Man Noir is cool. I like. I mean, that's the thing. I'm not sure that I know I have an attachment to any of the spiders who weren't in the Spider-Verse. So like we got a lot of the ones in the first movie, right? But there's Spider-Man Noir, there's Pavitr Prabhakar. Um, who else was in that we haven't gotten yet? Like not the silly ones, right? Oh, I guess the alternate version of Jessica Drew, but we just got like 616 Jessica Drew, so that's probably not going to happen anytime soon. I should have punished that. I don't know why I didn't. Ugh. It's one of my favorite, or least favorite things. It's when you're not trying to do a medium 2, but it's like, well, you did a medium 1 sometime recently. Yeah, I know, but you know what I meant. It's fine. Every dex except when there was an orange spell. Yeah, I've definitely nailed a few of the orange ones, so I won't say that. And I've gotten hit by some of the others, but I know what you mean, yeah. It really does feel that way. I'd be fine talking about my champs on the live stream, yeah. I've just every time I've been in Vancouver it's never lined up with the live streams. Kind of unfortunate. I've missed it by less than a week. More than once. More Spider villains than Spider-Verse heroes? Yeah, I mean, there's definitely still room there. The Lizard being the obvious one, but there are other good ones, like Tombstone and stuff. Spider-Verse version of Miles? I don't really agree with that. Like, the Miles we have is still, like, very explicitly Miles Morales, even down to the same universe, I think. Or I guess not the same universe because the movie has its own designation or something, but, like, I don't think that's worth it, personally. Okay, this is a Medusa fight, right? That's what people have been doing. I'll figure it out. I imagine this is probably pretty doable with Blade, too. Yeah, that would be a little bit weird, Aiden. And I know that, like, there would be parts of the player base who would want all of Moreland's abilities to be aimed at fighting spiders, and I personally don't think that's particularly healthy for the game. Lobo. Alright. What? Yeah, I'll answer that after this fight. Ah, great. First time we lost the rhythm. It's okay. Oh, that was stupid. Alright, we still got the shatter. Bait. Woo! He almost got me on that one. Nope. Alright, throw your heavy. Woo! It is a fun fight. I'd seen other people say they liked it. It's a good one. Hey, Edison, it's been a while. Because Spider-Man Noir is colorblind, he should have a synergy with the rainbow-themed champions. That's funny. Okay, there are essentially two primary reasons that Mystique is an issue. Number one, the fact that most players do not know and or refuse to accept how her powers work, and a lot of people who want her, you know, besides the I'm going to go with hormonal reasons. A lot of people who want her in the game want her for the same reason that they want the Beyonder or Molecule Man or Franklin Richards, because they're like, she has all the power, she's going to be so OP. But it's like, no, she shape changes, right? It's like a worse Beast Boy with assassin training. And there are cool things you can do with that. Absolutely. The art team would have a blast. We would basically be making a mutant character that's kind of on the border of a skill character. We've done it before. We could absolutely do the kit justice as far as what she can actually do. But it's a little bit weird to work really hard on a kit when you know a certain subsection of the community is going to have, frankly, insane expectations for it. Now, I said work really hard on it. That brings us to bullet number 2. And that is that the art technology for Mystique has never existed in the game, right? It's not that it can't be built, and building it would probably give us tools to do other cool things, but the technical challenges are really intense. You have to build a system to handle multiple models and multiple animations and to swap between them. It has to be higher weight than what we have for strikers, which is only like a medium and a light and maybe another light or another medium animation on a simpler model, right? Not a full one. No special attacks, none of that. No fancy VFX. Mystique would probably, to do her justice, Mystique would probably need at least 4 characters to be loaded into the fight. And you probably need at least 4 sets of, like, probably at least 2 or 3 base sets, and ideally you're going to want to have access to different specials. Like, we could do the really low weight one where she only shape changes in the special 3, she shape changes in her special 1, her special 2, and her base set is always her. But A, that's kind of boring in 2025, and B, that still requires loading multiple models, which is a significant challenge. It will increase loading times. If we ever ship her, it will mean that we felt like we addressed the loading time issue enough, and hopefully, not hopefully, I will make a big stink out of it, and that we have fully solved that problem in Battlegrounds so that loading times don't provide a competitive edge and you don't just win because you put Mystique on defense and lose because you tried to use her on offense. But, like, yeah, all of that would need to be solved. And if you want us to actually do what we think would be cool and give you access to multiple special animations and have the ability to have VFX shaders from somebody like Warlock on the other side of the screen apply to multiple different models, like, just what needs to be loaded into the fight and then fluidly accessed is intense. And so when you combine that with the near certainty that a chunk of the player base is going to want things we can never give them, it's tough. It doesn't mean we'll never do it, but that is why we haven't done it. Yeah, but you see, sabotage is not a mutant ability, Neos, and I mentioned this a little bit, but that's kind of problem like 1B, which is that her actual powers are for, like, espionage. She's basically a skill champion whose power is infiltration, right? Like, her mutant power makes her a better skill champion. And so, like, we would definitely have to be a little creative because giving her sabotage and making her at all like Black Cat is a pretty hard no-no as far as the class wheel goes. But we could never ship her as skill, I don't think. Like, she has to be mutant. I don't know. Hey, Dilly, how's it going? Yeah, and Ghost is getting to another thing. For Mystique, if we ship her, it's absolutely going to be us reusing existing characters, right? She's going to turn into, like, Wolverine or Toad or something. Um, so that we don't have to make new models. But Ghost is touching on another problem, which is that if we ever tried to ship Cloak and Dagger, then it's a lot of those problems I just talked about plus 2 models and tying VFX to 2 models, right? Like, as far as a work perspective, it would probably make sense for Cloak and Dagger to release as a single champion, but is the only champion in a month. And I know that anyone I'm talking to in the chat probably fine with that. But we would need people who make those decisions to be um, to be convinced that it was worth it. I like the white dress and the skulls too, Ghost. But I'm just addressing some players want her in the game for less than innocent reasons. Hey, Walrus. Absorbing Man changing forms does not do that. It's a good question. Yeah, I'm gonna spend some time on that because I'm pretty sure my boost ran out anyway. So Absorbing Man is not changing models, number one, and is not changing animations. What Absorbing Man is doing is changing materials. And that is still a significant technical challenge. We basically had to figure out things we'd never figured out before to make Absorbing Man work. It was a huge lift for the VFX artist, for the modelers. It was quite a bit for me to code too. Again, I had to do things nobody had ever really done before. But that was still just materials. The actual structure of the model under those materials was the same. And it was still her. It was still hard. So Mystique would be like several steps beyond that. They want Morph, but as Mystique, exactly. Yeah, the hitbox is a significant thing too, right? Like you would hope that it wouldn't actually be that much of an impact on device performance during the fight, because during the fight, what am I trying to say? It wouldn't actually be using all of those other models and stuff. It would more be loading times. There's a significant impact there, most likely. And then during the fight, it's probably just a little bit higher than average. Cloak and Dagger absolutely could be two characters and have a cameo in the special three. But I think that's kind of another thing where it's like, at this point in 2025, I'm not sure that's what people want. What's the difference between what Emma does and what Absorbing Man does? They do similar things, yes. But hers is significantly simpler. I did use Emma as a model for the coding, but she only ever goes from one mode to the other, whereas Absorbing Man has four different modes, and he has to be able to go from any of the four to any of the others, right? He has to be able to throw the special three while not in a form, while in Uru, while in Magma. He has to be able to come out of the special three into any of the others, etc., etc. Whereas Emma is only ever A to B. She doesn't have a C or a D, and so that is a big difference. No, I don't necessarily have an opinion on diminishing returns for Jess. Wait. Hey, Zim, how's it going, man? Was New Game Tech made to be able to make Maker? I don't know. Like we've used stretchy tech before. I'm sure that they invented new things with it because like we're years away from Reed and like there's no way that the art team with how much pride they take in their work would be chill with just yeah, we'll reuse the thing that hasn't gotten any better in 5 years. So I'm sure there was something, but I don't know if it was like new tech or just hey, we improved the thing we had. The thing about that, Alex, is that Moleman and Penny are like a model that barely moves, riding on a much larger model, and that doesn't really fit Cloak and Dagger. I appreciate that, John. That makes sense. You did miss a Medusa fight, Cat. Here, I'm gonna give you a minute to go back because I actually need to use the restroom before arcade anyway. So this was a great discussion. Thank you all, but I'm gonna be back in a couple. Yeah, swapping my sugar with a salt rim does not sound like a threat. Maybe that just means I drink too much tequila. I don't think so. Okay, arcade next. I see somebody used Gilly, and I understand why. If I had a bigger Captain Marvel, that would probably be really fun. I know Angela can do it and just avoid the dots, and I feel like that might be the way to go. Who did everyone else use here? I'll give it a second. Oh. Oh. Now you've just made me sound like an alcoholic. I, my brain auto-corrected that so fast. Uh, salt? Sugar? Blank I am? She clearly said. That's so funny. All right. Put him in the longboat till he's sober. Put him in the longboat. All right. I'm not gonna spend any more time singing, as much as it hurts me to not finish the phrase. did that. Jerk. Whoa! Whoa! Rude. I was not ready for that heavy. There's a parody song there. I don't think you're ready for this heavy. Come on, buddy, throw it. So many full combos. Oh, that was stupid. That was stupid. Alright, come on. I am pretty heavily boosted. And thankfully, because I'm not playing well. Oh, dang it. Just when I was like, oh, I guess I have enough. Nope, I was just getting lucky. That's fine. That's fine. I took a risk. I don't actually know what her threshold is for me right now. Which designer has the most champions under their belt? Almost certainly Daroche. Not only do they have one of the longest tenures, oops. But they also did a lot of the reworks for a while. Oh, you jerk. Alright, now we just have to wait. So I don't have enough buffs to turn that off. Yep. Oh, wow. That was fun. I didn't commit to the sidestep. I was like, huh, I wonder if this works. And then I paused, and he parried me. Don't tell me it was one designer doing 2 reworks a month back in the day. Okay, I won't tell you. Yeah, I'll take 1 revive on that, especially since I wasn't super clean the first round. Okay. I'm pretty sure it's just that way on purpose, Ghost. Because otherwise, like, they're not rewards, they're like trade-in tokens without a purchase limit. Killmonger does make sense. Yeah. Nah. Whoops, my bad. Okay, I had no problem with this the other day. Get out, get out, get out. Oops. That's my bad. I don't know what I was just doing there. Take care, Brennan. Thanks for hanging out. All right, that'll do it. Five minutes in here is not that long. Look at my channel icon again, Zephyr. Oh, all right. Is a rank 1 gentle or a rank 3 gene? I legitimately don't know. Rank 1 Okoye sounds worse than rank 1 gentle to me. So yes. Go rank 2 gentle. I just took Gene up, so I don't think that's in the cards. Yeah, that ain't happening. I can take him up after this. I got revives. Let's go with the preference. Yeah, still don't have Bastion. That would be a nice one. Nah, that was not smart. Alright, we'll be alright here. Missing that parry hurt. That's my girl. Thanks, Gene. Thanks, John. I will say that was somewhat intentional. um, I never did a design log for Gene, and if I had, only the members here would have heard it. Um, but there was a time when Gene's force field delay was a little bit different. What is it now? 30 seconds? Taking a look. Why did I pull up Ant-Man? It's right here. Whatever. 24 seconds. I think at one point it was significantly shorter because what was what's Invisible Woman's? Where is Sue? There she is. Yeah, hers is 20. That's right. And so I can't remember if I went 20 at first or if maybe I went 18 or something. But basically it was closer to Sue's. And what I was told was that people felt that that was just a little too oppressive on defense combined with her exhaustion trigger. And I think that was very fair feedback. Just basically, it came back too quickly and it was difficult to feel like you were making progress. So what we did was I did 3 things. I increased the cooldown. I gave it a carve out where it comes back more slowly when she's poisoned because I wanted to give like Arcade and Mysterio a little bit of a boost and potentially maybe some future tech. And then third, to compensate for making it longer because that hurts the offensive loop, I added that bit about when a debuff is purified off the opponent, it gets shorter, right? So that's I was really leaning into that there because every time I threw the heavy, I was shortening the cooldown, and so I was actively making sure I had the force field up as much as possible. But yeah, that was fun. Cooldown should have been 10. Lols. It would be cool if the reverse control debuff had an effect on the defender, like lowering their ability accuracy or attack rating. Boy, do I have news for you. Delirium does have an effect. And that is the primary reason that I use Delirium on her instead of just blanket reverse controls. Because I did think it made sense for her tempo-oriented gameplay. Killmonger, you want at least Sig 60 Cyber. There's some diminishing returns after that, but Sig 60 matters a lot. Okay, Torch. It feels like this is Luke. It feels like I don't need to look at anyone else. Need to get my hands on Cannonball. I've called dibs. Doesn't guarantee it, but if we decide to build him, something will need to happen for me to not do it. Superior Iron Man's a cool show, but that's okay. I'm happy to bias towards my children. Whoops. You want to throw that special? Come on, Johnny. He really doesn't. Wait, why did I do that? Stupid. I mean, the debilitate. Okay, now we can do this. No! Split second too late. Alright, that's fine. Alright. Wait it out. Woof! Yeah, I remember you saying that, John. And it was a big priority for me, too. Like, we have plenty of telepaths. And Gina's a gifted telepath, but that's not her special skill, right? That's not what makes her interesting. Alright, Serpent has to be Kushala. We don't even... I'm curious who else is on the list, but yeah. Am I the only one who finds Torch's special 2 easier than a special 1? No, you are not. I also find the special 2 a little bit easier. If the special 2 is fully unblockable, then it's a little spooky for me, because I often want to block a single hit in it and then dex out. But I do generally find that a bit easier. 60 frames per second made both of them easier for me. Take care, Faith. Excuse me. Okay, that's fine. Thanks, Nartic. Take care. That's fine. I knew I was running that risk. I did think I had that one. Oops, didn't have the spell. And parried out of habit. Alright, not my best. Ouch. I really was not trying to dex there. Alright, that's the end of that one, though. We were doing okay, but we lost too much health to block a special. Yep, see, there it is. GG's! Alright, that's fine. We still haven't run out of stashed revives, so I'm... I'm not about to cry. I hope that one would count. There we go. Jesus. I am not crushing it. Ugh. Oh, come on, Cole. That's really uncool of you. Sister Grimm is in the game, Ghost. What are you talking about? Oh, that was your bit. I literally didn't even read the others. I just saw the one that I just built. But good for you. Amazing. No, Power Man is Victor Alvarez. Come on. Get with the times. I feel like Shuri makes a lot of sense here. I don't think I would have actually been able... Or, oh, because I was looking at the swap node. Hey, nah, how's it going, man? Just slow? Yeah. That's kind of what I figured. Okay, 6 hits. That's what I thought, but I wasn't confident enough to throw it yet. Not gonna lie. I did that. Sure he's untouchable? Really not firewall blocking? I don't think I'd ever noticed that. Ouch. The heck just happened?
Was I just slow? I looked away from the screen, so it's very possible. I guess Purgatory? This seems kind of miserable. The High Sig Gladiator is probably pretty good.
Zephyr, please. I've been streaming for 2.5 hours. Don't try to trick me. Nah, says Shathra. I'm willing to try it. The neutralize on Purgatory definitely makes that easier, yes.
Excuse you.
That's bad. Ma'am. She was like, I only have a split second left before I'm out of power. And then I just tried to parry when I couldn't, and now I'm dead. That's fine. Oh, yeah. Dang it. And then we die. Yeah, that's fine. Whenever she's channeling the heavy? Yeah, no, there's no way that would have worked. I swear it went well for me. That wasn't bad. I see the vision. Don't worry. I'm not upset with you. I was fully aware Purgatory would have been easy. Let's see if I can do this again. Nope. That's fine. Like I said, I see the vision. I have just probably not done that fight nearly as much as you have in Battlegrounds. So I had to mess it up a bit first. Yeah. Honeydew knows what she's doing. No idea, Ghost. Well, she does have a stun on the special 3, John, as we saw, unfortunately, in my first run. Yeah. Okay. Who are my options here? Like, none of them answer unstoppable, so I'm just gonna pick someone and go. I understand why you'll say Chavez, because she generally has control. Yeah, no, Reversing the Fury is a good show. I don't think about that much. So I was thinking like Kushala's block regen feels better in a lot of time, or in a lot of ways. I'm absolutely gonna mess up the reverse controls. Oh, he's joking, John, don't worry. It's fine. I totally missed that it swapped back. Jerk. That's fine. Bro. Why am I not here? I was like, no, just reparry. And then, I don't know, something else happens. I think this fight may have literally been this the entire time. I can't remember. It was kind of always a meat shield. Yep, that was too early. You know as well as I do now that Kevin already had all of the defenders picked before we started testing. Deathless Thanos is a sir, not a bro. I think I get a pass on this one. Who am I rank for after this? Probably Jean. I could be talked into Serpent. That's fine, I'm just not here. The thing about this fight is it's so simple, yet makes me crash out. I mean, I think I've already spent more revives on this fight than I did the rest of this path, so... Woo, that was close. Healed, didn't die. Worth it? Probably not. But I felt cool. Yeah, that's fine. I designed Gene Theory. Certainly possible, Raja.
All right, let's go open some stuff. Oh, it's a good thing I have a certain amount of intestinal fortitude.
Oh yeah, it's a gem for the maker. I already had. Yep.
I'm just... yeah, same page. Same page now.
All right, Zephyr, I'm going to give you one chance to save yourself. Were you saying that I deserved the gem? Or that you deserved your timeout? Okay, what do we want here? Probably Dust. She's rank 3, and that scales pretty well. Oh, that is my fifth, sixth. I've lost track at this point. Tech Gem Billy. You feel my pain. Sorry, EK. Someday. Yeah, let's do Dust. All right, what do we got? Well, that isn't a Gene dupe or a new Bastion, which, I'll be honest, is what I wanted. It's not terrible. Hmm. Think Sigs on Jess probably makes sense because Sigs are still very valuable. Spidey Supreme's dupe is very good, but I'm probably not going to be putting Sigs into him anytime soon. And that's nothing against him. I think it's a great design. That is purely selfishness of me taking up Kushala, Tigra, and now Nico. Because what would Sig 20 on him look like? 5% power, 20% better bursts, 20% granted buffs. Yeah, Jess. Because, yeah, Persigs are pretty darn helpful. I just wanted to make sure I was doing my due diligence. You might never pull them again. Yeah, I can get over that. I have a lot of really strong cosmics, or mystics. Both. Spidey was a prestige champ. But if I was going to feed Sigs into a prestige champ, I already have Shothra at higher Sig. Okay. So that'll take a while. There were really no tier 6 class catalysts in the last quest. That's fine. Yeah, I don't have enough for him either, so it's not like it matters. If he was required, absolutely required for a restricted node ghost, then I have him. The Sig isn't that important. Not relative to Spider Woman, who, whether she's required for something or not, is incredible. How much radiance do I have? Probably not a lot. Might be enough, though. Yeah, I'll stream BGs, just not tonight. How many do you need? Oh, this is getting close. 9? That'll work. To the side quest. All right. Yes, Gifted Guardians are subject to rebalancing. No, I don't think any stuff has been announced for them. I don't have that much glory. And I always get those cats every time. Oh, it's a side quest I have to pay attention to with levels. Yeah, but I don't want to spend radiance on catalysts that I can buy with something else. It is the most precious resource in the game. And I can get 2 of each with Mysterium, and then I have Battlegrounds tokens for the rest. Oh, it's one of these. Okay. I just saw that, Snoops. Man, if I were way more gifted at graphic design and Photoshop, I would absolutely make one of those. Or not Photoshop, like whatever the thing is people use for video editing. Like, basically, if I were just a better or more committed content creator, I would love to do stuff like that. Like, I would have a soundboard set up with, like, goofy transitions. But I'm not. Oh, I don't think I ever will be. Hey, Akbar, how's it going? Missed you there. Or no, but then I replied to you. Yes. Did miss the quest, but I am going to take Jean up, and I'm seriously considering just throwing this generic at her. And this resets, right? Cool. As an alarm to remind myself to do the side quest. Given that I left 2,000 Titan shards on the table this last week, sounds like an alarm I could use too. I don't know what I just did there, but this is fine. That's what Sunder's for. Yeah, exactly, easy. I appreciate the offer, Akbar. I'll think about it, but honestly, like, as much as I enjoy streaming, it's not... I won't even say it's not my main job, because there are other streamers for whom it's not their main job. But I just prefer to focus more on the conversation and the community and less on the production values, and I'm okay with my reach staying small. That was weird. Did the dongle overheat? It might have. According to Julia Child, Sans, you do. It was funny timing, though. What goodies did I get from rewards? Sigs on Jess and Dust. And another mother forking tech gem. C'est la vie. I think I do literally need to fully max out what's available here. Hmm? I don't need to save for Maker's effort. I already had a gem for Maker. I'm gonna do it. Right. And we'll go there from there. No, SYC as a general rule, I'm not able to release champions in back-to-back months, and I just did Nico. All right. Nah, you still here? You want her over Nico on defense? Yes, next champ in November. For the most part, might be a surprise there. No, I will not elaborate. Yeah, because I have science, skill, and 3 tech. Which one is probably going to go to Zola, but like when we get a little bit further into this particular Titan, one could easily go to Sentinel, and then I still have one for Maker. Like this, it's not that there aren't things I can't do with it, it's just, Jesus, it would have been nice to have a mutant. I just did. All right. Better make a deck champ. I am working on it. It'll happen eventually. And by working on it, I mean harassing Kabam Riri by telling her to add tech champs I want to build to the pipeline. Thank you. All right. I have not made a tech champion. Tech is the one I'm missing. I've made 1 mutant, 2 cosmic, I think 3 science, 3 skill, 3 mystic. It's a stone, not a gem, Zephyr. All right.
No superior class champs, although we talked about it with Thanos. I've talked about that before. All right. Gonna go ahead and call it here.
Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. It was a good stream.
I'm pretty happy with my rank 4s now. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 8 that I built. 2 old favorites and a stepchild. I'm happy.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Take care.